What were they planning to do, and what are they holding back on?
Yeah, so sources tell us that CATL was in advanced stages to find a site either in the US or in Mexico, basically to supply US manufacturers of EVs. We're talking about Tesla and Ford. And frankly, what sources tell us is they did not want to get in the middle of this geopolitical tension between the United States and China. You know, this is not them cancelling the project. This is them delaying the announcement of which site they've selected to either September or October, sources tell us, to basically stay out of the way. You know, CATL is already the world's biggest maker of EV battery cells. It's already a key supplier to Tesla. But there are lots of EV makers who want to see them come to the US or North America to localize the supply of those cells because, frankly, there is not enough supply of battery cells to go around to match the ambitions of all those companies that want to build EVs.
Where do we potentially see an ability to be able to break this situation, and given that, as you say, the supply and demand situation requires a very different outlook?
Yeah, I think what's important is that, you know, the sources underscore that this is still the plan, right? CATL is eyeing a $5 billion investment in potentially more than one site. You know, there are lots of pros and cons to choosing a site in the US and pros and cons to choosing a site in Mexico. Sources have told us there were two sites they were looking at in Mexico that were close to the Texas border anyway. The other kind of wild card in the background is they're looking at the progress of this federal package to support the EV industry and infrastructure that Manchin and Schumer are kind of negotiating over. And remember, one of the key incentives is that in order for an EV manufacturer's car to be eligible for consumer incentives, the minerals that go into the batteries have to either be mined or processed in a country that has a free trade agreement with the United States. That would make it, you know, of benefit to CATL to bring their production into North America, either in Mexico or in the United States. It's in their benefit to do it. And we know that Tesla and Ford have an interest in this. When we broke the story earlier today, we saw both Tesla and Ford shares take a leg lower, which gives you some sense into the nervousness investors have of how important this story is to future supply globally, let alone here in North America.